Hello, Taurus, and welcome to your reading for the weeks of July 16 through 29, 2024. This is reading if you're Taurus Sun, Taurus Moon, Taurus Rising, or have another significant Taurus placement in your chart. If you're new to this channel, welcome. It's good to have you. And if you're returning, welcome back. Those of you who are familiar with this channel know that I do a 12-card horoscope spread using Murray Hope's Way of Cartouche deck. And I usually clarify with a tarot deck. This week, I'm actually using the Black Moon astrology cards for the reason I'll explain in a moment. And our actual follow-up summary card is actually going to come from the Osho Zen Tarot. So there is going to be one tarot card that we will pull with this. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified about my videos, if you haven't done that already. And also, if you check the description box below, you can find my website and also my social media. I do other videos, which I do try to post here. I try to be good about posting them every day, but lately I've not been. But I do a morning coffee with Breach, that's my name. And so I'll do that every day, most days anyway, unless I do it every day unless something comes up or I have a power outage or something like that. And then, so I post those. And then in addition, I also do my channelings with Archangel Azrael. And again, if you look at the link in the description below, my website is given there. And my website will take you to where, there's more information there about all of the services that I have and what I do and what the background is to the channeling. There's videos about that on this channel as well as videos on Rouhani healing, which is something I'm certified in recently, and which is something that I'm a very transformative thing that I'm encouraging everybody towards getting. So anyway, that's enough of the business. The thing that's going on astrologically in this next couple of weeks is we have the period, right? Probably you're going to be moving out of this period during the time of this reading, which again, I'm slating this for July 16 through 29. But right now I'm recording this on July 13th. And the 13th and 14th, there is going to be a conjunction between Mars, Uranus, and Algol. And Algol is considered sometimes called the head of the devil, or really probably before the head of Medusa. And this is really this is a very potent aspect. As I think one astrologer said, Steve Judd, who had said this was like, if you want to talk about elements, this is like lava flowing. I mean, it's really a really kind of intense time. And it's happening in your sign, okay? It's happening in Taurus. And so this could be a time when there's explosive tempers, when there's things just kind of being turned upside down. There could be miscommunications. There could be, so this is a time when you want to be very careful what you say. I would kind of hang back from, you can use this energy actually. If you can ride with this energy, then you can move towards something that is, you can try to make an effective use of this to further goals or plans or certain things, or maybe just to say certain things that need to be said, but just be careful how you say them because this is, like I said, this is just a very, very explosive time. And I think there's going to be a lot of change, not just individually, but globally going on in the next couple of weeks. Because what we also have that is going to be in the time period of this reading is a full moon in Capricorn, 29 degrees of Capricorn. So it's near the end of the sign. We had a full moon in June that was at the beginning of Capricorn. This one's towards the end, and that one is I think it's in square to Pluto. So Pluto, that's another one where okay, we're gonna get past this weekend of the Mars Uranus Algol, but then we're only have a short reprieve, and are going to be jumping into this other energy that is also very volatile. So so do be careful around this period of time. We'll see how these are going to affect you, if anything is going to happen or to change during this time period, individually. But again, you've had Uranus and Taurus for a number of years now, and so you know that certain things that you have always sort of consistently plodded along with have been upheaval and have been overturned. So this may not be welcome news if you're a Taurus, but overall so far we're not really seeing anything too terrible going on. I do feel like you're at a period right now where you don't exactly know. Maybe you kind of don't know who you are, or maybe you're trying to figure it out. Maybe you're trying to access your intuition more and go more with your feelings rather than just trying to interpret things logically. Honestly, that's probably the best thing to do right now, because I just feel like there's a whole lot that's going on that is out of our control right now. So yeah, you may be kind of, I don't want to call this an identity crisis, but you may either be trying to, there may be just things about yourself you're discovering that you didn't really realize, or you may just be withdrawing from people a little bit right now. You may kind of want a little bit of a timeout to yourself as you try to figure out where you are. There could be money coming in from something legal. I don't know. Again, we have this crook and flail here in the second house. This can also, though, have to do with things like getting financial advice or working with a financial expert or something like that, because there's a element of expertise to this card. So I don't know if you are looking at some long-term money plans or trying to refigure things. There also seems to be, though, this is a card about raise in status. So for some people, this could even mean a job promotion or something like that. But yeah, there definitely seems to be this idea of money issues being kind of something that's visible and in front. And there's this sense of trying to get things organized or trying to be more confident about a particular situation. So if you've had money difficulties recently, this could indicate some kind of legal relief, whatever that means. Or it could mean that you are trying to be more disciplined and organized about how you do that. Or again, for some of you, this could be a work promotion. In fact, I am seeing Earth over here in the 6th house. So it's quite possible for some people. This is showing money coming in like through a job. So this is employment that you have where you're employed by somebody else, not you being in business for yourself. So there definitely seems to be, or this could also be money that has to do either with something dealing with pets or something dealing with healthcare. That's entirely possible here, or just with health in general. It could have to be more, this is the house of Virgo, so this could be a little bit more holistic potentially for some people. But yeah, it does seem like there's going to be money to be made over here. Maybe there have been more, the fact that this is showing up in the house of worry too may indicate that this has been a concern. But the Earth card here is good news because it does seem to suggest that there's going to be money coming in, or that there's some kind of security that's going to be coming in. And similarly in your home sector, you have, Aries had this here as well, and I feel like there's either a need to calm down something in the home or family environment, or there's like a desire for peace or peaceful continuity of something, okay? Showing up here. I am seeing changes, endings and beginnings, and I don't know if this has to do with sibling relationships, if this has to do with business. Again, if you're in your own business, this would apply here. Or it could just be communications. This has to do with things that are new, something that's ending and beginning. So I don't know, you may be expanding your network, reaching out to more people. Of course, I do see Osiris in the 11th house. So that's, again, there's that strong sense of authority there. So I don't know. And this is a strong male energy. Osiris to me is either Aries or Sagittarius. It's interesting because they had Hathor in theirs, which to me is either Taurus or Virgo. So maybe this is an Aries friend who's going to help out. I don't know. But there's very strong Emperor vibe here. And this is in your house of friendships. It's Aquarian house. So this can have to do with your goals, can have to do with support from your friend group. But nonetheless, there's also this idea of a change or a new beginning. So I don't know, either if you're in your own business, maybe you're making a new start, or maybe you're just starting a new business, or you're reaching out and maybe, expanding your network. There may be people that you call friends or not call friends, but there may be some kind of a change or a renewal of something here. So take that as it resonates for you. With regard to love, it's really interesting because you have this, I think there's a strong focus for you right now, Taurus. If you are in a relationship or if you're looking for love, water kind of indicates something that's changeable. So maybe there's not a strong vibe here if you're single of getting seriously involved with someone. I feel like you might be more focused on your money right now and more on yourself and trying to get yourself organized. So I don't think that love is really a prominent thing right now. However, if you are in a relationship, water here might indicate that there could be some strong emotions around a particular person or a situation. Can also be around a child in this particular house as well. Can also be movement on a creative project. So take it as it resonates there. There definitely is this sense of things kind of flowing in and flowing out again. If you've had a stagnant situation with regard to either love or to a project, this could indicate that there's going to be movement again as well. Again, we're going to clarify these with the astrology cards. And Hathor here, yeah, there's this very strong energy. I mean, if you're somebody who is attracted to females, then this could indicate a female, like this could indicate a commitment to a woman here. But it could also be somebody, like I said, who another Taurus, could be a Virgo. There's an energy here, again, of maybe either seeking solace with a spouse who makes you feel comfortable. There's like strong Queen of Pentacles vibes here, so there may be this sense of, seeking comfort in a partner. It can also be this also could have to do with a business partner. You could have somebody who is just, it could be a woman, but somebody who perhaps can help you, who is very well organized. And, it can maybe help you, if you're a creative person, for instance, this might be a person who has more of the practical side of things. So I don't know, there could be some kind of a partnership here, like a kind of a business partnership as well, if love is not on the table. Yeah, you've been tested a lot lately. You've got Pyramid in the 8th house. So right now, and with Nephthys in the 1st, again, there's a lot of challenges that I'm seeing to people about what's the right path to take. What am I supposed to do? We'll clarify that to see specifically what that's about. Could be a long trip in the offing for you because you do have air in the 9th house. So some of you may be either contemplating a long trip. This could also have to do with writing or teaching or things like that as well in this particular house. So this might be saying expanding your horizons in those areas. You might be doing more speaking or teaching, or like I said, maybe you're publishing a book. This would be more of an academic book rather than something that is, I don't know, something that we might think of as being more, I don't want to say superficial, but something that might be more for entertainment, say. This would be more for having to do with and this could be also teaching spiritual things as well. So yeah, there's definitely a strong vibe of moving in that direction, but I do feel like there's going to be a long journey of some kind in the offing with that as well. Yeah, and Aries got this also in the 10th house, the Sirius card, the idea that you have to think outside the box, think differently about what you're doing in terms of 10th house we talk about as the house of career, but it's also your fame, your reputation, what it is you are creating for the world that you're leaving behind, whatever that is. There's a sense here that there's been some need to think outside the box. Maybe there's been some challenges recently. Maybe that's why we're seeing this energy of, trying to balance things out, maybe financially, or maybe trying to balance things out, just trying to come up with a new approach or a new way of doing something that is going to work better. Everything is in upheaval right now, so this is not really too much of a surprise. And yeah, as I mentioned, you have this Osiris energy here. If this is not referring to a specific person, because this is the house of friendship, this could also just be saying that your goals, that you basically are following, you can rely on your own judgment. You're following a stable and secure path towards whatever it is that you're doing. Okay, so maybe if recently if part of the challenge you've had here is some doubts, there's the idea that you are creating a solid foundation for something. And indeed, we have it next to the Ta card, because I think there's worries about whether or not that's actually what you're doing. I mean, Ta is a card of mastering your craft. It's masculine energy, but it's positive masculine energy. So showing up in the 12th house here, there may be this sense that you are trying to build something here. I don't know, interesting. But the fact that it's showing up in the house of self-undoing, Ta may also be kind of a warning not to overwork yourself. Not to feel, this is Capricorn energy. So I feel like that Saturn and Capricorn energy that we have, Saturn is ruled, Capricorn's ruled by Saturn. But, and you've got this Pluto retrograding back towards Capricorn. I feel like there's something that's going on with respect to that. Like there's an old way of doing things, I feel, that's calling you. And your challenge is to decide, because you don't really quite know which direction you want to go in yet, okay? So I feel like you're really being challenged with that right now. Overall, Horus is a good omen because it does seem to indicate that you are healing from old wounds, but also that you are going to find a way through whatever's going on. This is like the heroics, like, yay, I figured this out and I don't know how I managed to do it, that kind of thing. There could also be a strong family vibe with this though too. So there could be family matters that are going on as well. Let's clarify this reading. Tell me about this. This is for Taurus for July 16 through 29, 2024. Yeah, I mean, your identity, it's your own card that's coming up, the second house. Second house card, which is about your, not only what do you value, but about your relationship to money. And maybe money has been kind of a focus, and maybe that's been making you doubt, what you're doing. These are flying all over the place here. So let's see what we have coming up in the rest of your reading. I do feel like those of you who are in your own business, you're going to be making some changes that are going to bring abundance. And we have Aquarius in the second house. So somebody, I feel like that is definitely a sense of having help coming in from friends. Like I said, we have the second house card in the first house, and this is about owning. So this is about, achieving financial stability, having patience with something, growing something slowly and steadily. Do you have the patience for something? If business has been a challenge or something like that recently, then this may be, you may be trying to decide what is your focus. It's quite possible that maybe you've been focused too much on, maybe not unrealistically, but maybe there has been too much of a focus on money and not enough of a focus on maybe what it is that you actually value or what it is you're trying to do. Now we have Aquarius energy, here in the second house. That would definitely indicate receiving support or help from somewhere. Of course, Aquarius also can be very, very independent, but it's connected to the 11th house. So I feel like there's a sense of reaching out to people in your network. So this crook and flail, this person here might even be somebody in your network who is going to help get you noticed or recognized or help you boost or improve your situation. But yeah, there's a strong Aquarian energy here that we're seeing. And as I mentioned here, if you're not in your own business, then Jupiter in the third house would indicate, it definitely, with Scarab here, would not be an ending, but rather an expanding of your horizons. So you are expanding here, and you are broadening your network, broadening your reach in some way with something that you're doing. So that's all very good news, especially if you are trying to get something off the ground. We have Neptune here with the Lotus, so that's interesting. Neptune, as I said, is the card of sacrifice. It's the idea of, again, it's like this Nepetus card. There's something nebulous here. I feel like there's like a continuity with something that's going on with family, but I just feel like there's something here that's had to have been given up recently. I feel like this could be connected to family. It could be connected to your home. Maybe you have to make certain changes with regard to your home. Maybe some of you are going to be moving. And yeah, the fact that something has to be given up here with Neptune, to have this with the Lotus card, Lotus, I feel almost like it's like you have to change something, but you'd really rather kind of keep things the way they are right now. But I don't know. I just feel like there's changes, and they're not really clear what they are yet on the horizon when it comes to home and family. So there's a certain amount of surrender, and at some point there's a certain amount of letting go of something. So take that as it resonates there. Okay, so we have the Virgo card here in the fifth house. So Virgo, this is a card of work and routine. This may be about creating a new routine, okay? And the fact that it's showing up in the fifth house, now it's quite possible you could be meeting somebody who's a Virgo. That's not impossible. But I feel more like this is, again, like what I said before, there's more of a focus on your work and not so much on love. So this is more about getting organized, tying up loose ends, dotting the I's, crossing the T's. You want to get things sorted out. That completely jives with what I'm seeing over here. And this may have to do with what you're doing creatively, whatever it is you're offering. And again, I have to point out to people that when we say creative, it doesn't mean, oh, I'm singing and dancing or making music or painting pictures. Creativity takes all kinds of forms. So I feel like there may be effort that you're putting into something creative, but this may be part of the work that you're doing as well. There's a possibility that there's work you're doing with a partner as well, but I feel more like this is like you're trying to move and change or get something moving in terms of some kind of creative venture. Now, Chiron is showing up. Okay, the fact that that's showing up in the sixth house, perhaps you have been recovering from something, because this is the card of healing. This is the wounded healer. So what you're recovering from, this might be physical, it could be mental or emotional. But Chiron, it also can point out the wound for us. So wherever our wound is, This is with respect to our work. So maybe some of us feel like, maybe we're not being appreciated, maybe not making enough money, maybe not doing enough of something. And Chiron allows us to address that wound, to address, what it is that we feel that we need to do. We have it with the Earth card here. So, this could also just be about something moving along slowly and steadily. But there's definitely this sense of needing to keep your feet on the ground with something, not to... Chiron can kind of send us off into catastrophizing. It can send us off into realms where we really, whatever victimhood or whatever wounding we feel, and I'm not suggesting when I say that it's illegitimate. I mean, it may well be a perfectly legitimate wound that we have, that it may be kind of pressing on us, and there may be a need for us to keep our feet on the ground and see things for what they really are, rather than what we might, rather than seeing things through the point of view of the wound. But, so there's definitely this idea of progressing towards healing. And again, some of you might literally be healing from something. So take that as it resonates. Okay, we've got the Grand Cross here with Hathor. So this is the provoker. So this just seems like for some people, now if you are already married or in some kind of a significant business or legal partnership of some kind, this could indicate tension. Okay? This is the Grand Cross card. This comes up when something is provoking you to do something different. So this also seems to have to do with, if you're looking for love or looking for a long-term relationship, you may not be inclined toward this right now, but you're going to be provoked. Something is going to be pushing you in a particular direction. So, and whatever it is, I mean, when this kind of a thing comes up, it's something that's very, very significant. Interestingly, I saw that for Aries as well. They kind of had this indication of, I want to keep things casual, but then there's this solar eclipse energy that they had as well. So for you, I feel like there's been a lot of tension, possibly in relationships, or just possibly, like I said, if you're looking for love, there just seems like there's something where maybe that partnership or partnering with people, maybe you're being provoked in the direction of partnership, whether that is a love partnership or whether it is somebody to work with you towards your goals, whether they be career goals or otherwise. There's definitely, I've seen this for a lot of people, there's definitely a movement, if you're a very independent type, moving more towards working with others. That does seem to be a thing. We have Mercury in the 8th house, so this is about communication and strong mental energy. So this is coming up here with Pyramid here in the in this 8th house of transformation. There's very strong mental energy here with Mercury. So I don't know, this to me can indicate new thoughts, new ways of thinking about things. It can indicate that travel is in the offing, or that movement is coming about, or that something is going to be transformed. Again, I'm seeing like writing, speaking, things like that. Remember, we see this air card here next door in the Sagittarius house, and you have it with Leo. Like, this is where you're going to be recognized. So you're going to be recognized for something. And again, you've got it right across from Jupiter. This is the house of Jupiter. You've got it right across here. So you're definitely being pushed to expand your horizons, to get outside of this area. You want to get out of we want to get away from the whatever we've been doing. We're being pushed not only to move in terms of business and goals, but we may be literally being told to move, like physically move, whether we're driving somewhere or whether we're traveling somewhere, or whether we're going to actually physically relocate, whatever it is. Or maybe this is just about expanding our horizons in terms of deeper thought, spiritual beliefs, stuff like that, higher education. All of it's connected to this. So this is where our creative energy is going to be. So for some of you, I can tell you personally that that's telling me like, hey, I've been wanting to open a school, so it's saying put your creative energy into that. But that's not necessarily going to be true of all people. And I'm saying that because I am a Taurus. But yeah, there just seems to be a lot of work going into this right now. And yeah, in your 10th house, you've got the Sagittarius. This is the Sagittarius. I think the way this card is described is like you want to have the freedom to stay weird, so to speak. So whatever it is you're doing in terms of your career, first of all, you need to be independent. You need to be flexible. Don't pin yourself down to a 9-to-5 job. That may be part of the problem here. There may be wounding around work where you may feel like if you need to be free, like you're doing it wrong. But that's not what this is saying. This is like, again, this is this new way of thinking. Sagittarius is connected with the 9th house. So that is also about higher education and so forth. So yeah, I mean, like I said, for somebody, not just me, somebody definitely, there's either a need for more education, or there is you moving towards teaching or sharing in some way, or just there's a whole lot of the theme of this reading so far is expansion. It's like almost like there's a very strong Jupiter influence on this reading, which is great because it's suggesting that these bursts of energy that are almost cataclysmic that are coming in are actually going to work towards expanding your horizons, not contracting them, and giving you a new way of looking at things. The 9th house energy again here. This is the 9th house energy showing up in terms of your goals and your friendships and hopes and wishes. This is definitely the direction you need to be moving in. So whether that means literally traveling, 9th house energy is, again, it's about freedom and independence. It can be about legal matters too. So there could be something coming in. I mentioned that over here. Maybe there's some kind of monies you're going to get from somewhere that you're not expecting right now. But this is definitely about being a leader, about sharing your knowledge, or like I said, being willing to learn from other people, joining other groups, traveling, maybe even going abroad, going far places, because this is long distance travel, not short distance. And it may also be about can have to do with your spiritual beliefs and stuff. This has to do with deep thought. This is not superficial stuff. This is deep stuff. So you are definitely moving into you're being called to go more deeply into things, that's for sure. And yeah, this is something you're more afraid of here. You've got the Scorpio 8th house card, endings and beginnings. So you know that there's big changes going on, and there are changes going on. The fact that they're happening in your 12th house, you are undergoing a major cataclysmic shift. That's why you feel so tested. And again, with Uranus and Taurus, with all this other stuff going on, this is absolutely no surprise whatsoever. But there may be some fears about this. You may be fearing that what's new is going to be your undoing, because this is the house of undoing. But again, what shows up in this house, yeah, it's breaking this Capricornian way of thinking. Something is going to break this, and you are being called to move into this new space here, and to go with the change, not to fight it. I mean, you're an earth sign, so your tendency is to say, no, I know the way it needs to be done, and I need to follow the template and be slow and steady and have a plan. And right now that may all be, so that may be the different way you have to look at things. Yeah, you've got Mercury retrograde energy in the center of your reading. So this just says to me that in a way you are revisiting something that you've already experienced before, and now you are kind of coming around. This is a point of correction and reinvention, where you're being faced with certain things again, and now this is telling you, it's time to, that this revisiting may give you an opportunity to do it differently this time. So it's Mercury retrograde in a positive sense. Where you're blocked, it may be trying to tell you, look for a new way. And, actually 3 cards just popped out here. Okay. So we've got the understanding card with the mind card, okay? Mind indicates, that you're definitely in a mode of that 8th house energy, overthinking things, being too cerebral, too caught up, too worried about, and it's connected to the card of freedom. Okay, this is the understanding card. You understand that you have been free. You can do things your own way, but your mind is telling you that you can't. And this is sort of saying that the way forward has to do with, again, is this friendliness card. Aries got this as well, so I don't know. Maybe you're working with an Aries, who knows? But there's somebody who's saying here who is, there's the idea of opening yourself up, working with others, reaching out to others. But this may indicate an urge to hide away, but that's not what you want to do right now. You definitely want to be putting yourself out there. Strong Jupiter energy in this reading for you, Taurus, and I think it's great because it's saying that this Uranian energy, this energy that has been chaotic and has disrupted your life over the last few years, is actually moving you towards true freedom, towards truly being able to be who you want, and towards a deeper level of existence. So great reading for this time period. Thank you so much for watching, Taurus. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe and hit the notification bell if you haven't and you want to receive these videos, and we will see you towards the end of the month. Take care.